Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's session is not only for designers. This is for who wants to build a business, who wants to create the websites or apps where you want to start business from the scratch, or if you want to launch this as an MVP, right? This Figma AI actually helps you to build the application from the scratch. In this session, I'll be covering some basics of Figma AI, from where how you have to write the prompt, and mainly what kind of a prompts you can write. And if you want to work with the Figma Make, right, make sure that you will be having the full seat license here. And if you have this license, then only this will be working for you guys. Make sure that you will be following till the end. By the end, you will be happy and you will be understanding overall structure of software designing and development and everything, guys. So in this session, I'll be breaking down one by one things, how these basics will work and how these all things will work all together to build one complete software, guys. Let's get into the tool and let's try to understand each and every different aspects of it, guys. There are two ways you can actually switch to create the Figma Make. Let's say I'm into these tabs right now, and if I click on this home page, right, I'll be getting lots of recent projects what I have worked on. So we get this option here. If you come to this right side section right here, you will get this little AI kind of icon. It is called a Make, and if you click on this one, you can actually create your new project here like this. Untitled project will come for you, and here you will see the screen like this, where you will get this input prompt box where you can actually input your prompt, although, and it says nicely that what do you want to make today. And there are some inspirations if you want to follow how different community people are creating different types of apps, right? So this is how it is actually showing us right now. And if you see here, right, you can actually import different types of files here. I'll get into those details when we get inside. And this is one way of switching to the Figma. And there is one more way I can actually switch to the Figma Make, where I can actually click on this icon, right? We can actually switch to this option where I can see what type of thing you want to do, and then I get this make option at the last, like this AI icon here. And if I click on this again, I get that option to create my new make file. So this is how we actually create our make, guys. And let's get into the project right now, and let's close this tab and let's close this one too. Let's say I want to create the new project or new make project from here. So what I want to do, I want to actually add some of the options here, like where I can actually upload an image or I can attach a design, and you can actually copy and paste your frame. I have this grocery app sample screen right now, and if I copy from here and if I paste that one here, right, you will see that preview of that screen what actually we have copied. And this is one option, and there is one more option. I can actually upload my reference image from here, and this could be my reference image to start with. What I do next, I'll just give the prompt like create a modern landing page as a SaaS company. These are recent commands what everyone is using. So let's try to switch that one, and this is how it starts thinking here to the left side. By taking this as a reference, it starts creating. We get this small animation here. So this is how you can actually use your Figma Make, guys. And for now, let it run here, and let's get into the different section and let's try to understand all different things here. And now I want to cover one by one things. If I come inside of this page, I get different options to play with. All right, so with the help of AI, what I did, I actually created this simple app which is like a mobile app, which could be responsive and which actually runs on mobile and web as well. To design this application into the Make, what I did, I actually wrote this prompt roughly into my one of the Copilot. I just asked the Copilot to refine that prompt, and this is how I actually got the refined prompt to give it to the Figma Make. And I just copied and created this app though, and this is how we got the result, and it actually generated a nice looking login page right now. Against this one, what I asked, design a mobile grocery shopping app experience that includes login page. This is a login page and sign up page where easy onboarding for new users. If I want to sign up, right, this is how I can actually sign up. And if I want to see the home page, right, where it actually displays some product samples, how you actually add them into the cart. Again, all these functionalities I have defined in that prompt itself. So what I actually did, so it actually created. And there is a best part again, you can actually connect this to Superbase. Superbase is a sample database what Figma is providing. It is like open source database right now, so you can actually build your own app here and you can actually launch. And this is a very cool thing, right? So you don't have to rely on other domains to launch your application. With the help of Superbase, you can actually build your complete backend. Isn't that cool, guys? Let's try to understand that later, how we actually configure and how we actually launch that to the world. Right, so this is how we got the pretty much basic things here. So this is about our left panel, and let me try to explain this section more here. And if I want to actually use design system, right, if I have my local design system where I want to have this app look like my design system. So if I am the designer, right, what I do, I actually design one design system where I have all the different configuration into my design system, right, where I can see my buttons, where I can have my input boxes, or all different things will be there into the design system. So I can actually upload my library here, and that actually takes the reference from my library, all the different components, including typography, color scheme, or whatever. So by taking that as a reference, it actually creates us a complete cool looking UI, guys. So if you come here and if you see that, right, the same options, if you want to attach some reference design files from there itself, you can actually attach them here and you can actually build your app, right? So this is how we can actually play with. And again, this option is my favorite, guys. So this is my personal favorite option what I have. So point and edit. So what it does, so I can actually point to my design section here. So for now, I'll just show you guys how it actually works. So I can actually point here, and this is one of the great feature what Figma is having right now. So right now I have this button option. So what I want to do, it actually shows me what color it is having. So if I want to change this color, so if I want to manually refer my color palette, right, I can actually do it, or I can change the color, and it actually gave me where it is updating. All right, so I can actually click on this icon here, what we see here, right, go to source code. If you see here, right, it actually navigates to our direct code section, guys. So if I know something about coding, right, so by clicking on that option, we can actually get into that code section altogether, and we can actually customize the way we want. So that is cool, right? Let me take small pause here. If you guys stay till here, then for sure you guys are learning something great. And if you do, hit the like button, share with the learners. Let's get to the preview section again. If you see here in the left side section, right, where that changes happening. So module grocery shopping app version 2, it actually gives me some kind of a thing here. If I want to prompt on the top of it, right, I can actually write the prompt what I have selected on, and that is smart move from the Figma, right? So whatever it is giving, it is very cool. That is the thing, guys. And if I have that color to change, again, if I want to write the custom prompt, I can actually write the custom prompt on this one only, and I can do the modifications, guys. So, and let's get to this section again, and we have some code files here. So where all the logics are written, where all the CSS files are written, where the styles are written, where everything is written properly, guys. If I expand this one, right, I can see so many things here, right? So where all the different navigation options, whatever we asked, right, we just add some lines of code. We had a rough idea in our mind that I want to build a grocery app, but it understood so many flows what user wants. And there are three different icons what we have here. So when we get into the preview mode, right, if I want to see this as a responsive way, if I want to see them side by side, right, by giving them the prompt, what we'll be doing, we'll be asking some things to change in the AI. And then again, what we'll be doing, we'll be checking into the mobile and web, how this would look, right? So if I go to the mobile view again, if you guys can see that, right, the preview is coming. If I want to check with respect to different resolutions, I can click on this drop down and I can actually switch to the different views, so I can actually check them how these look. And I'll just disable this again, and I'll just disable this again. It comes back to the responsive way of the web view. And this is how we have this section, guys. Now the interesting part comes here. So for the comparison sake, let's go back to previous look and feel what we had. It actually takes little time to modify. You guys can see that, right? It is actually coming back to that stage. And we have two different versions. So what I did, I actually gave same prompt in this section also and in this section also. So because it has its own defined library in the back, and from there itself it is actually understanding the requirement. And no matter how many time you give the same prompt, right, it actually tries to build little different things here. So it actually tries to add some background in different look and feels. And that is little, if you are trying to give the same commands again and again, the AI is trying to improvise itself. So it is trying to think that you want to have better version of this one. Maybe this could be disadvantage for most of the users or designers or developers. But if I don't give the prompt, if I try to give the same prompt, right, it should understand by itself that I don't want to have the change, but I want to have the same version of it. And if you see here, right, these two options what we have here, this is like a preview and code mode. If you see here, right, when I get to the preview mode, so we can actually see this login page here, so all the different things as a design stuff. And if you get into the code mode, right, where we get so many things here as a code base, or whatever connections we have, what imports or guidelines we have, so many things here. And we have some MD guidelines here. So this is like a file for me. If I want to add some guideline, right, so I can actually write my guideline. You just write one guideline to this guideline file, right? For example, let's say if you have the same prompt here and here, but it actually changed something here as a background, right? So if I don't want to have that change, right, in this MD file itself, if I mention that same thing, then that doesn't do any changes to the next page what you are trying to create. It actually tries to read this file every time when you try to regenerate something, right? So this could be one of the command to the AI, that whenever I want to do some changes into the different pages, right? So what AI does, it actually scans each and every different pages and it tries to create different page altogether. So for that reason, what I'm doing, I'm just asking the AI, when you read this condition file, you just read that don't change anything in the login page whenever you try to regenerate something new. So that is the one condition of what I am giving. So this is how you can actually write the guidelines to the AI, guys. So this is one thing, like how you ask the actual users, right? This is how you can actually command to the AI. So that is cool, right? So this is about your conditional files or guideline, whatever you want to write. Let's try to see how many pages it has created right now. So let's say I'm just giving my name here and I want to have some random password and I'm logging in. If you guys can see that, right? So we have this completely nice looking UI, and let's get into the mobile view where I can see nice looking UI, where I have this search box. Again, I have my categories of shopping items, where I have the dairy item or meat or whatever. Maybe it is categorizing, or it might be creating, but I'm just asking, like, it is creating it as a fresh milk, where it is giving some cheese images here. So that has to be matured again. And orange juice, you see that, right? Tomato is repeating here. Maybe the limitation of usage of images from some databases again. That is why it is actually creating some replications, but it is actually trying to give it as a thumbnail maybe. So that is why. And now if you can see that, right, so if you add this one item to the cart, right, so the cart number is increasing here. I'll add one more. You can see that, right, it is actually functioning, right? So let's add one more thing from here. I have 3 items into cart right now. Let's click on this cart icon. I can increase these 2 items again, and I can increase from here itself. And I can see that, right, in the dollars, it is actually calculating and giving me to proceed to checkout. If I want to delete this one, so many CRUD operation itself it added with these calculations again. So from here itself, what I can do, I can go back again and I can add some more items here. And this is the basic functionality what we perfectly built, guys. But this would help, let's say you are building some app for some clients, right? in what way this would help. So you don't have to play with different noodles what we used to have when we used to work as the interaction designers, right? That time we used to have so many micro interactions in the design, so that is actually avoiding here. If I want to present this as a first cut model to the business owners, right, as a designer, then those so many interaction items I can avoid from here. So from here itself I can actually give and ask the AI to create one simple flow. If I define it properly, that could create me the flow with micro interactions. That is one cool thing what we can have here. Thing again, if I want to filter out respective, right, so I did not give that interaction though, that is why it is not switching. And I have this hamburger menu working here, I have my orders, my account, address, planet method. So many things it understood by itself. It took as a one persona, like as a user, if I want to order any grocery, right, how that page would look. That kind of a UX it actually defined and designed, and it created itself, and it actually tried to give me some replication of what items you can have as a dummy one. This is very easy for now for the designers although, and this is how it is actually working. And if I go to the next section again, what I did here, I actually gave the same prompt what I have given here and here, but what it actually did, it actually created the same look and feel there. So then what I asked to the AI to actually regenerate using this design system. So I refer the and design system. I asked it to refer the and design system. It actually refers some of the and design systems here, like check boxes and a product card using and design system badges it actually used, but it did not change the color of it. Then I asked the next prompt, like, can you change color theme to and design system? Then it actually worked, bringing the color from and design system, and this was the primary color from the and design system. All the different components were updated from the and design system. And let me log in here, and now I have logged into my account. You guys can see that, right? All the different things it actually picked from the and design system, and it actually started functioning with respect to the category clicks and all the different things we have respect to and design system. That is how you can actually refer to different design system if you have them as a standard, or you can actually upload from here. If you can see that, right, you can actually upload these all different things from here, and you have the guideline again what to edit, if you see that, right. So we have so many things here. So this is about adding your own guideline. Now comes the interesting part for the designers. Let's say we actually created this design using the AI, but I want to have the same design as a reference, and then I want to iterate something on this one, right? Then we have this option here to copy. We can actually copy the design from here itself, and we can actually work on that to iterate our design. If I say here, if you come to this SaaS landing page, right, what we have created with the AI, we can actually copy this design from here, and we can actually paste the same design file here, and we can actually work on it. So if you guys can see here, right, so let me do that again. So let me copy this design file from here, and let me paste that design file here. You guys can see that, right, we have successfully copied and pasted that design file. And this is more of a designer stuff, guys, so where we have so many things as a auto layout. It is working into the grid system always. And if you guys can see, right, whatever we have here as sections, everything is auto layout, guys. So that is cool, right? And that will be responsive again. So this is how we can actually take this design file here, and we can actually start working on it. Only one disadvantage what we have here is, like, maybe this could be coming in future, but whatever micro interaction it has created, we cannot copy that same thing here. It actually copies only one frame from there, and we can actually paste that frame here. And that is one section, guys. And if you want to preview the file here itself, like what you have built here, right, so and how it actually looks, right, so you can actually click on this icon to play this as a full preview. And this is how it actually comes here as a complete full nice looking website here itself, guys. So you can see that, right? We can actually scroll, we don't have any distraction here. And if I want to make the copy of this one, I can actually make. If I want to share this as a complete prototype, right, I can actually share with the business to take my feedbacks here. And that is one cool stuff what we have. And if I click on the setting, I can write. So we have some general settings here. If I click on this, right, I can actually customize my things. So let me try to give little brief on this one. Like title is like what title I want to have. So meta description is like what description I want to have. Let's say if I want to publish this SaaS site, right, these are the different general configuration what we can do. If I want to see the domain configuration, right, I can actually do the domain configuration here itself. You don't have to go to the different tool to configure your domain. And if you have the GitHub configuration, right, you can do from here. And as I mentioned earlier, Superbase is a free open source database what Figma is offering. So from here itself, you can actually launch your site with the help of Superbase. This actually helps us to build complete backend from the Figma itself. So, all right. So this is how it is actually helping. And you can actually publish, as I mentioned. So if it is a kind of a portfolio for you, right, so you can actually feature the same thing into community. So if I toggle this on, you can actually publish this thing into community. So if you want to mention this as a category, right, from here itself, you can actually mention that as a category, and you can actually publish your site, guys. So this is cool, right? And again, you can actually share this one. There are so many options we get here, like who can view. So you can have the restrictions on only some of the users or specified users if you want to have, and only invited people. You can actually restrict them if you only invite to those people. So let's say you are working on some critical project to the some client, right, so you invite to some specified users. Or if you publish this as a complete open source file, then anyone can view or edit on this one itself. So this is how it actually works. And if you want to publish this as a template, you can actually publish. So many options we have here. Well, that is all about Figma Make, guys. I hope you learned something great today. If you do, hit the like button and share with the learners. Thanks for watching. See you. Bye bye.